I think, with any new technology, and this drone technology is really, that's what makes it so exciting. We're right on a moment in history where things are changing. The word drone sometimes brings up a vision of some military airplane.
This is just modeled aircraft with a camera, so we can just see what we're going.
A lot of people have tried to push back against the use of the word drone to describe what are really just radio control helicopters and airplanes. And I don't think that's been very successful. When you hear the word drone, you understand it's something that's flying without a pilot on board. And that makes sense. And all the acronyms that people have come up with, like UAS, RPAS, UAV, they're really not sticking in the same way that drone has. And I think it's impossible to change the way people use language.
So this new drone thing that's coming upon us is scary to us because it's something new. It's something that we haven't experienced before. And because of that, there is a natural backlash where they're trying to, we are trying to relegate this drone to the sidewalks in essence and trying to restrict its use and trying to regulate it. And I don't think anybody right now really has a handle on what to do with this technology.
The rules and regulations are changing almost daily thanks to the FAA and our ham operator friends. They want to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing on a safe playing field with the rest of the RC guys that fly regular airplanes.
Luckily, the FAA and the FCC have agreed with us for the most part, and as long as we're not doing it commercially, we still get to fly without much hindrance. We can't fly too high, we can't fly too far away, but we can fly, so that's good for us.
I don't think the FAA has done a good job at all at integrating or handling this new technology. I think its conception of these flying robots as aircraft is not something that applies anymore, including this one I have in my office here. This is, I believe this weighs half an ounce. So, the notion that the FAA should be regulating something like this as if it's air transportation and carries the same kind of public risk, it just doesn't make sense to me. So whether the FAA is able to come to that recognition and regulate appropriately, or keep its hands off of technology that doesn't really fit into an aviation scheme, that remains to be seen.
The big issue, though, is privacy. But, we lost that a long time ago with iPhones, and cameras on phones. So there's no more, don't take my picture now. It's just not a question that you can ask quick enough because it's already happened.
Should you regulate it? Should you make city ordinances, for example? Recently in St. Petersburg Beach, there was an incident where the police were called out, and the police said there was no law being broken by a gentleman flying his UAV drone over the beach, and yet there was a person on the sand and trying to enjoy his day at the beach and had this thing flying over him. So where is that balance? Where is that balance going to be? I think it's going to develop over time, but right now we're at a very, very interesting time as to the legal side of things and the social side of things.
Privacy has become one of the biggest concerns, at least in the media. I think I'm still waiting to hear exactly what the concern is. Sometimes I hear about people being concerned about photographs taken through their window, but I feel in many states there are already laws that protect against that.
In my opinion, I'm kind of a non-regulation person, especially with this kind of technology. It's like trying to regulate the internet when it first came out. Then you also have the commercial aspect of this. Well, how do you regulate this commercially? Does it need to be regulated commercially? Is there a place for it to be regulated commercially?
The benefit doing it commercially, it's endless. You can do this for real estate, for construction survey, for crops, analysis. I think they call it HVAC, for thermal analysis of buildings to see where their faults are. Boats. You can have this for helping selling boats, houses. It's endless. The possibilities are endless. But again, until it's legally available, nobody can charge for this.
There's basic misconceptions about RC flight in general, and that's just that folks often consider the gizmos out here to be toys, and we don't want them to think about them as toys because we want to be very, again, vigilant about safety.
To make it as safe as possible, most people are doing FPV because you're flying through the first-person perspective of the plane. It's as if you're sitting on the little plane. So you're not flying anymore in line of sight. It's highly recommended you always have a buddy, you know, that is actually looking at the plane in line of sight type of stuff in case that something happens.
For me personally, I want to see how high I can go and how clear of a video I can capture. I've got friends that have chased down cruise ships with their hexacopters.
The technology that comes in this little package is absolutely phenomenal. I can set it in a place and it'll stay in that place by itself. I can program it to fly an autonomous route on its own without me having to fly it. So I'm in control of it, but it's flying itself actually. So it's just holding station right now without me doing anything. And this whole time, the camera is taking a picture of us.
The best thing to do is to expand people's understanding and imagination about what the technology can do. So a drone can help save a lost missing child. It can do environmental research. It can do great cinematography.
Where it's going to go, again, I have no idea. I just know that it's going to be something substantially different than what it is today. Can you have 10 or 15 or 20 drones flying over an event, for example, like a concert in the park? What is that going to look like? Is that going to be wrong in society, or is it going to be right and accepted? I don't know. But is it a possibility? Absolutely a possibility.